what should be the biggest story, and maybe has a right to be, although they did not make it look that way last night. Roman Reigns, your World Heavyweight Champion, in his budding feud with Seth Rollins. I think this was kind of a polarizing segment last night. I think some people loved it and some people hated it. It seems like you did not like it too much.
It didn't land.
Roman says you can't be the man if you're running from the guy. Challenges Roman to come out. I love that Roman does not come out the moment his music hits. I love that there's that 20-second just pause before he comes out, that he just lets the music play. Walks down to the ring, backs out, picks up the microphone, drops it, goes back up to the ring, backs out again, picks up the microphone, drops it again, leaves, runs down to the ring before he backs out, comes back down again, and is laughing at Roman. So to you, it didn't land. To me, I thought I loved it. One, it could just be that I'm just so happy to see him back on Raw. We haven't really seen him. It's the second time in however many months it's been. But I think Seth, as the architect, the guy who's supposed to be so smart, the guy who put the Shield together, the guy who decided to leave them for a better opportunity, I think they really got the point home of he's trying to get into Roman's head. It wasn't, because this wasn't scared Seth running away, which was also great. Like when Brock Lesnar would come out and he would run into the crowd and take off. That was funny in a different way. This was just, you want to fight me, I'm not going to let you right now. Well, you'll get to do that when I say you get to do it. And the laughing at him at the end is what really sold it to me. I think it's also a way, I think they know the crowd does not want to boo Seth.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good way to keep some heat on him in front of a crowd that wants to cheer him.
Yeah.
It didn't get Roman any cheers, but it keeps Seth as a guy that you just don't like.
Yeah.
So it didn't land. What was there anything you did like about it?
I like how Seth did retreat back and forth because, like you said, because he know every place he goes, there's going to be a hero's welcome, and he has to get his heat back somehow. And that's the way you get your heat back, by running away from avoiding the conversation everybody wants to see. I did enjoy that part, but overall, I think he did, it lasted a little too long for me. That was my thing. Another problem I had with it is, I understand Roman may not be a great talker, this and that, but for a couple of months now, probably since after WrestleMania, it might not be every Raw, but there's plenty of few Raws where he's only in one or two segments. And this was one of those nights, he only had one segment for the world title. And you didn't even see Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Maybe if Seth Rollins explained himself maybe a bit more, maybe I would have had a different outlook on it. But by not having any more than one segment for the world title, it soured me on that just promo. If there was something else, I would feel different about it.
So the reason why, and this may be where we differ, it's similar to something you said. I think I said I didn't like the 3-week build to the between pay-per-views because it doesn't give you enough time to really do anything. And you guys, I think you and Joe both might have made the point that it's mostly all rematches. You don't need to tell those stories anymore. And I was like, you know what, that's a good point. I think with this story has been told because this match was supposed to happen at Survivor Series. So they built to this story already, and it didn't get to happen. So now Seth coming back, attacking, I think they're like holding off on one. They don't want them to touch, I don't think. And I think it's a case of, we already know why these guys don't like each other. They don't really need to talk too much about it. I think we will get more talking, before Money in the Bank.
But I did like was when Roman turned his back and his music played, Seth tried to get up, get in the ring. I did like that. That also made it bored for me, but I do think it was a little too long.
And to me, it was just like Seth just like poking him over and over again.
Yeah, when he left the ring, he smiled. He's like, he smiled. So I get it, but I think it was a little too long. It just didn't land all the way for me.
So you think that they need to ramp it up a little bit?
Yeah, he's your world champion. You have more segments for other things, but for your world title, only put in one segment for it. They've been doing that for a couple months now. They need to put more emphasis on your world champion.
Yeah, that kind of something I wrote about a couple months ago after WrestleMania. Yeah, it was after WrestleMania that I felt like he was being hidden almost. Like, he's our champion, but we're just kind of hide him a little bit. Like, we'll put him in the middle of the show somewhere. We'll put him in a 5-minute segment here, and that's it. He's not getting exposed, or maybe they feel like he's overexposed, so maybe we'll pull the reins back a little bit.
But two more segments though, it could even be a backstage promo. That's all it has to be.
Yeah, they could have talked to one of them
Yeah,
afterwards.
it didn't even have to be Roman. It could have been Seth. Seth could have went and tried to talk to Shane and Stephanie or something like that, or talk to Renee or JoJo. That's all he had to do.
True. Do you think maybe we see something with them on SmackDown?
Yes,
One of the two?
I think so, since they're trying to make SmackDown important.